need put up a fight, knowing it just ain't right for you to have a hold on me. And I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. I didn't plan on thinking about you. You're messing with my brain, and I know I just wanna
And we are truly honored to have a full house here. I hope you're comfortably seated or standing wherever you are. This is also broadcasted live on our YouTube page. Thank you to those who are tuning in live as well.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please kindly rise to welcome our distinguished guest of honor, Yang Amat Berhormat, Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia, accompanied by our other distinguished guests. Thank you, distinguished members of the media. We'd like to invite you to clear the stage as we get set to begin the official opening ceremony. Terima kasih rakan-rakan media di pohon kerjasama untuk memberi laluan di pentas utama.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem, Negaraku, and the ASEAN anthem.
Thank you, distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, do kindly be seated. Before we proceed with this afternoon's launch ceremony, allow me to kindly invite Sahibul Samaha, Imam Besar Masjid Negara Tuan Haji Ehsan Muhammad Hosni, to lead us in the recitation of the Doa.
من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. O Allah, we begin the summit in humility and hope. Bless this ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit 2025 with clarity of purpose and unity of hearts. May the spirit of innovation, wisdom, and integrity guide every dialogue and collaboration. Let our use of technology be in the service of truth, justice, and the well-being of all humanity. O Lord of knowledge and mercy, bestow insight upon our leaders, strength upon our institutions, and compassion in our decisions. Make this summit a source of meaningful partnerships and responsible progress, where artificial intelligence becomes a tool to uplift societies and preserve shared values. O Allah, grant us sincerity in our intentions, sustainability in our efforts, and success in shaping a future that is just, inclusive and beneficial to all Asian nations and beyond. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Sahibul Samaha, Imam Besar Masjid Negara, Tuan Haji Ihsan Muhammad Hosni, for leading us in the recitation of the dua. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit 2025.
What a spectacular showcase to truly kickstart an inaugural landmark occasion. We're thrilled to welcome all guests near and far across the region and beyond on this truly momentous occasion.
Yang Maha Berhormat, Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia, Yang Berhormat Tuan Gobind Singh Deo, Minister of Digital Malaysia. His Excellency Dr. Kao Kim Hourn, Secretary General of ASEAN. Malaysian, ASEAN and Timor-Leste ministers in attendance. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Shamsul Azri bin Abu Bakar, Chief Secretary to the Government of Malaysia. Yang Amat Berhormat Menteri Besar and Chief Ministers in attendance. Yang Berhormat Dato Wilson Uga Anak Kumbong, Deputy Minister of Digital. Heads of Ministries and Government Departments, Deputy Ministers in attendance. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, members of the media and participants of the summit. My name is Terence Das.
And I am Julie Woon. Together, we are truly honored to stand before you here today as your MC on this remarkable occasion. And of course, once again, we are thrilled to welcome each and every one of you to the inaugural ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit 2025, a regional convergence to shape ASEAN's collective vision for AI innovation, safety, and governance. And to officially open this opening ceremony here today, we are honored to welcome on stage Yang Berhormat Gobind Singh Deo, Minister of Digital Malaysia, to deliver his welcome remarks. Let's put our hands together and welcome YB Gobind on stage.
Thank you very much, Madam and Mr. MC. Yang Amat Berhormat Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia. His Excellency Dr. Kao Kim Hourn, Secretary General of ASEAN. Malaysian and ASEAN and Timor-Leste ministers in attendance. Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Shamsul Azri bin Abu Bakar, Chief Secretary of Malaysia. Yang Amat Berhormat Menteri Besar and Chief Ministers in attendance, ladies and gentlemen. Salam Perpaduan, Salam Malaysia Madani, and a very good afternoon to all of you. First and foremost, let me express my heartfelt appreciation to all of you for making time to be here at this ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit 2025. We are gathered here today with over 5,000 participants, 50 speakers, and 100 exhibitors from right across ASEAN and even beyond. Whether you are here in the halls of MITEC or joining us virtually, you are part of something historic. Malaysia is proud to host this landmark event, not simply as a showcase of technology, but as a commitment to a shared ASEAN vision, a future where AI strengthens our societies. It creates opportunities for all, and at the same time reflects our collective values. Above all, we recognize a shared understanding. The challenges and opportunities of AI are too great for any one nation to navigate alone. But together, ASEAN can chart a path that reflects our values and aspirations. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Digital Malaysia seeks to turn our national AI vision into real inclusive benefits for every Malaysian, whether in the bustling cities around us or remote rural communities. In 2024, a report by the United Nations and International Labour Organization observed that there is a pronounced AI divide emerging, where high-income nations disproportionately benefit from AI advancements, while low and medium-income countries lag behind. At the heart of the ministry's strategy is to close this AI divide, the gap between those with access to AI technology and tools, skills and infrastructure, and those without. We are working on multiple fronts, expanding free AI literacy programs, building homegrown innovation ecosystems that reflect Malaysia's languages, its cultures, and scaling up our national computing capacity so that AI is not the preserve of a few, but a resource for all. Affordability and access is equally critical. If only a select few can use and shape AI systems, then it is only them, that select few, who will influence the decisions that we make. We want every Malaysian to have the means and also the skills to guide AI in ways that protect rights, reflect our values, and serve the public good. Building AI for all goes hand in hand with building trust, especially in this agentic age, where intelligent systems act on our behalf and influence decisions across borders. Trust today is not automatic. It must be built into systems by design, tested for resilience, and protected over time. This is why Malaysia is placing trust at the core of our digital transformation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister had a vision in 2023 to establish a ministry that will deal with digital transformation for our country. Now, if we look at what it is we have achieved since then, we have, in the last 18 months, looked at areas that we think are important so that we can build Malaysia into a country which is AI ready. Now, this is important because if we understand how it is, ASEAN can come together, project its strength. We must first appreciate that work must start at home. We must acknowledge the fact that technology is moving quickly. We too must move fast. We must be agile. We must be able to accept the fact that we are far behind in certain areas, and there's a need for us to catch up. This is the reason why the vision of the Prime Minister comes to the forefront. Establishing a ministry that will look into how it is Malaysia is able to chart its own AI path moving ahead. We have looked at infrastructure. Despite connectivity being at high levels, there was still a need for us to focus on how it is we could build the building blocks that would sustain AI development in our country. For that purpose, the Prime Minister himself focused on how it is he could influence and bring these big data companies that we have today here among us, and I thank you for also attending, the likes of Google, Microsoft, AWS, real investments made in Malaysia, data centers being built. And this all possible because of the Prime Minister's vision, how it is we need to have policies that ensure we have enough energy supply, how it is we have enough water supply, how it is we are able to fast-track building applications so that we don't just see agreements signed, but we see these centers being built. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that provides us with compute power. With compute power, we need data. The Prime Minister recently, in the 13 Malaysia Plan, acknowledged this, and I must record my sincere and heartfelt thanks to him. Because if we are able to understand the power and impact of data, particularly in how it is going to shape AI in this country moving ahead, then we can say that we are on the right footing. We have policies which will shape how it is we digitize data that we have, not just in ministries at federal level, but also in state level, local government level, and of course, the private sector. That is important. The moment we are able to digitize the data we have, use the compute power that's available, that is where the magic happens. We need to have policies which are clear, policies which pivot from older ways of doing things to cloud, for example. And when we have this, it brings together that ecosystem that we need to build so that we can now speak to our ASEAN partners about how it is they need to do the same so that all of us can build on our collective strengths. But ladies and gentlemen, infrastructure in itself is not alone. It is not the only pillar that will determine whether or not people decide to use technology that develops before them. There must be security. For this purpose, we have focused also on building security and trust. We have got the Cybersecurity Act. We have improved on the Personal Data Protection Act. We also have the Data Sharing Act, which provides mechanisms by which we ensure that when data is shared, there is security laced in it. It's about building trust. We need to understand that if there's no trust, then the uptake rate will be low. And if the uptake rate is low, then you are not going to see the real impact of technology and how it can build a nation into a developed digital nation. The Prime Minister has given focus to how it is we need to make sure that we have a skilled workforce. You can have the best infrastructure, the most secure of infrastructure, but you need people who know how to use that infrastructure. You need to make sure that your country is ready for AI, in the sense that its people are not just able to understand it, not just able to use it, but also have access to it. And this is the reason why summits like this are key. We gather here because we want to speak to countries around us, in the region, our ASEAN partners. Say to them that all of us have a responsibility to build our ecosystems. And if we do that and we find that our countries are ready, we leverage strengths of each other, we are going to see ASEAN grow and develop into this economic powerhouse that will truly represent the force of digital transformation and how far it can take our societies, our businesses, and our governance. This is the reason why this event is so important. This summit will collect ideas, views, conversations. But ideas, views, and conversations must be translated into real action. We want to build policies. We want to build strategies. And ultimately, we want to create governance to ensure that the ecosystem we create today is an ecosystem that will prepare our country, our region, and the world for digital technology we are going to see moving ahead. Sustainability is key. Now, we in Malaysia have taken steps. And my discussions with our ASEAN partners show that they too are doing the needful to ensure that their countries are ready. Together, putting our strengths together, I am certain that we will see ASEAN succeed. And if ASEAN succeeds, all of us succeed. By that reason, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to move conversations. Let us all come together. Let us all speak freely. Let us be heard in then deciding how it is we are going to chart our digital future moving ahead. I thank all of you for attending this summit. I thank the Prime Minister for making time. Thank you very much and have a pleasant summit ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Tuan Gobind Singh Deo, Minister of Digital Malaysia.
A powerful reminder that through the spirit of collaboration, our AI ambitions across the region can become a reality. Thank you, YB, for the powerful opening address. Now, coming up next, we're pleased to welcome His Excellency Dr. Kao Kim Hourn, Secretary General of ASEAN, on stage to deliver his special address. Let's welcome His Excellency.
The Honourable Dr. Seri, Anwar, Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia and ASEAN Chair 2025. Your Excellency Gobind Singh Deo, Minister of Digital Malaysia, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I would like to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to the Government of Malaysia for inviting me to deliver this special address at the ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit 2025. Despite ongoing volatility and uncertainty in global trade, we are witnessing the transformative role of artificial intelligence in reshaping every aspect of our economies, societies, and daily lives. In this context, I commend Malaysia's leadership in hosting the first ever ASEAN AI Summit. This landmark gathering provides a timely opportunity to deepen regional cooperation and build strategic trust around a shared vision where innovation and inclusive development guide our collective journey into a new era of digital transformation. The theme of Malaysia's ASEAN Chairmanship in 2025, inclusivity and sustainability, reflects ASEAN's commitment to a future where all member states and citizens can play a leading role. Digital technologies are central to this ambition, driving inclusive and sustainable economic growth. With internet penetration exceeding 80% of the population in 2023, ASEAN's digital economy is projected to reach $1 trillion by 2030. This year, ASEAN is prioritizing the conclusion of the ASEAN Digital Economy Framework Agreement, DIFA, to build our regional digital ecosystem, which could potentially double this projection to $2 trillion within the same time frame. Within ASEAN, AI offers enormous potential and is actively shaping our future economy. AI is expected to contribute a GDP uplift of 10 to 18%, equivalent to nearly $1 trillion by 2030. To fully leverage this opportunity, ASEAN has identified cooperation on emerging technologies, including AI, as a key priority in the DIFA negotiations, setting the stage for regulatory frameworks that keep pace with technological innovation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in 2024, the UN Secretary General's high-level advisory body on artificial intelligence released its final report titled Governing AI for Humanity, which outlines the necessity of developing a global strategic framework to address AI risks while maximizing its global benefits. The report emphasizes AI's transformative potential across diverse areas, from scientific advancement and energy optimization to public health and agriculture, while encouraging all nations to participate in establishing ethical standards and policies for AI that reflect diverse needs and values. However, the report also highlights critical governance gaps, noting that only 7 out of 193 UN member states are currently engaged in major AI governance initiatives, leaving 118 countries, mainly in the Global South, on the sidelines. This concentration of AI development risks deepening global inequalities, underscoring the urgent need for international cooperation to create an inclusive framework that ensures all nations can participate in setting ethical standards and policies for AI, reflecting diverse global needs and values. The rapid advancement of AI also brings profound risks and challenges, from content generators to autonomous problem solvers. AI agents have delivered remarkable efficiencies, but when operating without human oversight, they raise serious ethical and safety concerns. Lacking inherent moral reasoning, AI system remains vulnerable to bias, manipulation, and unintended harm. These developments demand urgent and coordinated global action to ensure that AI technologies advance human welfare and serve the public goods. In this regard, governments worldwide are stepping forward to develop trustworthy and responsible AI frameworks. The United States recently launched its AI Action Plan, balancing innovation with safety and societal responsibility, while China introduced its Global AI Governance Initiative in 2023, aiming to shape global norms through a global sovereign-focused approach. The European Union adopted the AI Act in 2024, the world's first cross-sectoral legislation to regulate AI based on risk assessment. These efforts underscore the growing international momentum toward responsible and inclusive AI governance. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, ASEAN too has responded with clarity and purpose. In February 2024, we adopted the ASEAN Guide on AI Governance and Ethics. This guide serves as a baseline standard to guide proper AI governance in the region, while striking a balance between the economic advantages of rapidly advancing AI technology and its associated risks. ASEAN's commitment deepened in January 2025 when ASEAN digital ministers approved the expanded ASEAN AI Guide and the ASEAN Responsible AI Roadmap, providing member states with practical tools to implement responsible AI practices. Recognizing the rising urgency for humanity to shape AI's trajectory, ASEAN is currently developing, under Malaysian leadership, a declaration on the establishment of the ASEAN AI Safety Network, AI Safe, targeted for adoption by leaders at the 47th ASEAN Summit in October 2025 here in Kuala Lumpur. This represents a crucial step toward institutionalization of AI safety, ethics, and governance principles as endorsed by the ASEAN digital ministers, while supporting the implementation of the ASEAN Responsible AI Roadmap. The establishment of ASEAN AI Safe aligns with global calls for an international network to tackle AI safety risks through collaboration among governments, academia, and industry. Despite differing national interests, a shared consensus remains that AI must not surpass or replace humans. As the world's first regionally endorsed AI safety network, ASEAN AI Safe underscore our commitment to responsible AI developments. I commend Malaysia for its leadership as ASEAN Chair and look forward to the network's formal establishment by early 2026. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, we stand at a defining moment, not just for ASEAN, but for the world, where AI's transformative promise is matched by the weight of our shared responsibility to shape its impact wisely. This is our opportunity to co-create a future where AI serves humanity with purpose, guided by ethical principles, inclusive practices, and environmental consciousness. The inaugural ASEAN AI Summit here demonstrates that ASEAN can forge bold pathways that makes AI a driver of peace, prosperity, and progress for the people in our evolving world. I look forward to the continued hosting of this important summit in the years ahead. Let us seize this opportunity to build an AI-powered ASEAN economy aligned with our ASEAN Community Vision 2045, a future where technology empowers all. I wish you a productive and insightful summit. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Dr. Kao Kim Hourn, Secretary General of ASEAN. For that address, echoing the sentiments of Yang Berhormat Tuan Gobind Singh Deo. And we now move into the major highlights of today's opening ceremony, a series of 4 marquee announcements that will shape the future of ASEAN's artificial intelligence ecosystem. Now, to kick off the first announcement, please join me in welcoming to the stage 2 individuals who will help echo some of the sentiments brought up in the first 2 speeches around inclusivity and access to AI. On the AI Class ASEAN by the ASEAN Foundation, we welcome His Excellency Ambassador Sitangkom Sisaket, Chair of the Board of Trustees of the ASEAN Foundation and Permanent Representative of the Lao PDR to ASEAN, and Ms. Sapna Chada, Vice President, Southeast Asia and South Asia Frontier, Google Asia Pacific.
Yang Amat Badamat Panama Mentari, ladies and gentlemen, the ASEAN Foundation, with the support of the Google.org, is proud to launch the AI ASEAN, a free learning platform to strengthen AI skill across the region. Through a train-the-trainer approach, 800,000 community leaders will be equipped to help 5.5 people, including 400,000 Malaysians, gain essential AI knowledge. By empowering communities with the AI knowledge, ASEAN is not just preparing for the future, we are creating it. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Your Excellency, and thank you, Ms. Sapna Chada.
All right, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, our next announcement on AMD Developer Cloud for AI Research and Innovation. It is our pleasure to welcome Keith Stryer, Senior Vice President for Global AI Markets of AMD, to share with us more.
YAB Prime Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for 50 years, AMD has played a key role in the Malaysian economy. Today, I am proud to announce that AMD is strengthening that commitment with a first-of-its-kind partnership with the National AI Office. We will be providing 100,000 hours of GPU computing at no cost from the AMD Developer Cloud, our first sovereign AI partnership deal, to Malaysian researchers and developers. This world-class resource will accelerate local innovation, improve AI readiness, and strengthen Malaysia's AI leadership. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Keith Stryer. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite Yang Berbahagia Dato Puah Kian Seng, founder and CEO of Phison Electronics Group, CEO of My Storage Technologies in Sdn Bhd, for the third announcement, Affordable AI, Powering SMEs and Schools.
Yang Berhormat Perdana Menteri, ladies and gentlemen, My Storage is committed to making AI accessible to every Malaysian. We are pleased to introduce affordable AI-powered desktops, PCs, and device featuring with the Phison's Adaptive Plus, Intel Core Ultra processors, and the Intel Arc graphics. This innovation allows on-device AI training and high-performance inference without the need for costly servers and expensive, complex cloud solutions. By putting this technology into the hands of schools, education, SME, and communities, My Storage enable more Malaysians to develop AI skills, create solutions, and contribute to our growing digital economy. It's a step forward in building local capability and positioning Malaysia as a leader in the AI adoption. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia Dato K.S. Puah, founder and CEO of Phison Electronics and Group CEO of My Storage Technology, Sdn Bhd, for that announcement. And next, ladies and gentlemen, we invite Mr. Simon Sun, CEO of Huawei Malaysia, for the fourth announcement, APAC AI Ecosystem Initiative.
Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to house our regional headquarters in Malaysia. And today, we're honored to launch the APAC AI Ecosystem Initiative, which is a 3-year plan to train 30,000 Malaysian AI talents and a commitment to nurture 200 AI partners in building innovative solutions. By connecting all top AI companies with the local innovators, Huawei aims to boost homegrown skills, create the new opportunities, and help Malaysia shine as a regional hub for AI excellence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Simon Sun. And that marks the 4 marquee announcements. Coming up next is truly an incredible milestone for Malaysia, as we're proud to introduce Ilmu, Malaysia's first multimodal AI model, 100% made in Malaysia, by Malaysians, for Malaysians. Brought to you by YTL AI Labs in collaboration with University Malaya. Let's take a look at this video.
Apa makna ilmu? Ilmu tu bila Tok Guru duduk bawah pokok. Anak-anak bersila, diam, dengar. Bila nenek anyam ketupat, tak payah ukur pun. Semua saiz elok je. Ilmu tu bukan sekadar apa yang kita tahu, tapi apa yang kita pegang.
I stands for intellect. Kita cerdas, kita berfikir. L is for luhur. Kita berpegang pada nilai yang mulia. M for Malaysia. Cara kita cakap, cara kita hidup, semua input datang dari kita. U for untukmu. cikgu, student, makcik jual nasi lemak pun boleh guna. Sebab kalau kita sendiri tak buat untuk rakyat, siapa lagi nak buat?
This moment right here, it's big. Ilmu is our own Malaysian intelligence.
Dari kita untuk generasi kini dan akan datang. Dari Malaysia, demi Malaysia. Inilah makna ilmu.
Ilmu 100% made in Malaysia by Malaysians for Malaysians. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to just briefly announce that we'll be witnessing the launch of Ilmu with the Honourable Prime Minister shortly on stage. But for now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are truly honoured to now invite to the stage Yang Amat Berhormat Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia, to deliver the officiating keynote address.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Saudara Gobind Singh Deo, Menteri Digital, dan rakan-rakan menteri yang ramai hadir, Menteri Besar Selangor, dan Dr. Kao Kim Hourn, Setiausaha Agung ASEAN, and thank you for the wonderful reception you gave me in Jakarta, the ASEAN Secretariat. Tan Sri KSN dan rakan-rakan dimuliakan. Hari ini ternyata usaha kita ke dalam kerangka ekonomi madani melaksanakan transformasi digital dan dengan pembentukan Kementerian Digital berhasil memberikan pengarahan hala tuju yang jelas bagi negara. Jika negara ini, Malaysia, bersama rakan-rakan ASEAN, mau diangkat sebagai kekuatan baru, Malaysia dan rakyatnya, teknokratnya, pakar teknologinya, mesti mampu dan berupaya meneroka alam, disiplin dan pemikiran baru. So, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this inaugural ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit 2025. Indeed, a historic gathering that speaks not only to the promise of technology, but the power of unity and purpose in Southeast Asia. Of course, we are proud to host this. But let me digress a little. 2 days back, I was in Kelantan. And I decided to focus this activity to the religious institutions, traditional religious institutions. Of course, I commend them initially for becoming the bastion in the battle against colonialism in all its form, because colonization does not affect only the political system, the entire value system in the country. The incessant propaganda through the mind and the hearts has led to the complete submission to the colonial powers. Now that phase has passed. So I told these religious scholars, this generation, and I believe the future generation, we remain eternally grateful to you because you stood firm to defend the faith and moral values. You stood firm in rejecting the imposition by a foreign alien system. But then, here's the catch. Let's see, what about now? The present challenges, the contemporary challenges, demand that we make the adjustments. I told them, all these gurus and religious scholars, I'm not here to change or dictate the curriculum, but I'm here to appeal to you. While retaining this faith and moral values, of course based on Islamic traditional texts, we are now confronting a different form of challenge. That, if you do not address, will cause a divide between those who acquire knowledge and those who remain completely ignorant of the new disciplines, and would be rendered completely incapable of mounting this effective challenge to uplift the standards of living of our people and be deemed to be relevant. You see, that's the challenge. Why I'm sharing this story is, when we talk about connectivity, digital divide, this is the stark reality we are facing. How do we then win the hearts and minds of all segments of our people? Those of us who have been fortunate to be able to be exposed to these new disciplines and technology, and those of us and our family members in the rural heartland was completely cut off, would, of course, lead into what we term as digital divide, or other than digital divide, of course, then the gross disparity, not only between the rich and poorer countries, the industrialized and emerging economies, but within countries and societies. And I was pleased, extremely excited in that visit, because the traditional religious scholars who probably for the first time had to listen to this elementary view about, narrative about AI and digitalization, was somewhat very accommodative, very supportive. And they say, yes, as long as you don't disrupt our tradition, our education, our faith and moral values. I said, precisely, it's not disrupting, it's defending. Because otherwise, you will be just submitting to the forces that is beyond your control. So this is the challenge, Minister Gobind. That's why he's placed there. And you see him, the way he articulates convincingly with full of passion. Now, my friend, that's the real challenge. Now, which means that our deliberations in this conference, of course, we see it at a defining crossroads, of course. Because our choices, I say our choices, which means precisely the choice of our people. The urban and the rural heartland, the rich and the poor, the urban poor and the marginalized groups. We have to ensure that our choices will shape not only our economic future, but also our cultural identity, public trust, and moral leadership for generations to come. So I'm, of course, doubly pleased to hear the pronouncements, and Dato Gobind, this is more practical, to get the industries, the experts themselves to come and say, this is what we are doing or intend to do, other than, for example, ministers giving these pronouncements, because people tend to be a bit cynical unless you show seriousness and affect the change. Now, for ASEAN, this is a generational opportunity. Almost 700 million citizens, a rapidly growing digital economy, and an extraordinary diversity of cultures, languages. Our region is uniquely placed to shape AI in ways that are inclusive, ethical, and true to our shared values. If we approach this moment with foresight and courage, AI can bridge development divides, empower small businesses, uplift rural communities, strengthen public services, and expand access to healthcare, education, and more pronounced justice for all. Now, we have therefore to be very bold and principled. Our vision is not only to harness AI just to catch up with the rest of the world, but to lead in some areas, to protect our values, to give meaning to the principle of equity and justice. So in doing so, inshallah, God willing, we will ensure that the true measure of AI success is not just the sophistication of its technology. My word, coming from my generation, is really complex and sophisticated. And worse, having this digital ministry coming out with all these ridiculous terms sounds Greek to me and forcing me to understand and grasp such an ordeal. So I'm not sure whether I regretted or not having this digital ministry. But clearly, as you have seen, we have made a very bold decision, and I'm proud to say that we are ahead and forging ahead with such confidence in terms of digitalization and AI, and we want to share this and work together with our neighbors in Southeast Asia, in the ASEAN community framework. Minister Gobind alluded to the launch of the 13th Malaysia Plan, our bold blueprint for the next 5 years. Again, let me reiterate, at the heart is one conviction: digital transformation must drive sustainable and inclusive growth. Now, at the center of this transformation is our ambition to be an AI nation, and not as a tool for a few, but a force for all, powering better governance, which is the major challenge in most economies, not only emerging economies, even the so-called developed world. Better governance, sparking innovation, and improving lives. Through our AI Nation framework, we will ensure that AI works for every Malaysian in every corner of the country. That is why I began by making reference to this very traditional religious institution, which is not small. We have hundreds and thousands of students choosing or opting for that. And we leave them, then the divide will become real, and the challenges for the country would be serious. And it is therefore pertinent that the elites, the technocrats, have to grasp with this and start dealing with this as a priority. Now, back to our framework, which stands on 5 strong pillars: forward-looking policies, agile and digitally fluent workforce, secure and reliable digital infrastructure, advancements of digital trust, and strategic investments that grow a thriving AI ecosystem through public-private partnerships and global collaboration. These are pillars of the Madani economy, of course, making AI advanced, inclusive, trusted, and built for purpose. Which means, again, the digital ministry must be able to coordinate well with all the forces. because, and this is where again, the whole approach to governance have to adjust according to the dictates of the time. Is no longer working in silo or traditional ministerial function, but to work as a team, collaborate to ensure that we succeed. Now, highways and ports must be powered. Intelligent highways now, replacing just highways. And secure data pipelines. And future-ready talents, which is another challenge, precisely why the Minister of Higher Education is here. Otherwise, there's no great leap from adoption to nationhood. Now, as we gather today with unity, resolve, and unshakable will, I believe that the ASEAN community will continue to pursue this agenda. I am very fortunate because I have a formidable team, not only in Malaysia, but forged such strong bonds of friendship with ASEAN leaders. Secretary General Kao would testify to that make it easy to prove a basic point that would determine our own survival. That ASEAN must remain the most peaceful region in the world. It must remain to be attractive and vibrant economy to ensure this meaningful digital transformation. So, terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Dato' Seri. We'd like to invite you, sir, to kindly remain on stage. And I would like to invite Yang Berhormat Tuan Gobind Singh Deo, His Excellency Dr. Kao Kim Hourn. Also, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Syamsul Azri bin Abu Bakar, Yang Berhormat Dato' Wilson Uga Anak Kumbong, representatives of the ASEAN member states and Timor-Leste, and Malaysian ministers in attendance to kindly join Yang Berhormat Dato' Sri on stage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we have been waiting for, the official opening ceremony of the ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit 2025.
So the officiating of this summit will be conducted via the ASEAN Wave Handshake. So for the ASEAN Wave Handshakes, right over left, the ASEAN spirit encompassed within the bonds of this handshake. And so with that, I would like to invite all leaders up front to kindly, ceremoniously bind their hands together in the spirit of one ASEAN with the ASEAN Wave Handshake.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is symbolic of the collaborative spirit of our ASEAN neighbors right here in this summit.
And with that, the ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit is now officially launched.
Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. We've just witnessed the launch of the ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit 2025. May we please welcome back our Honourable Prime Minister up on stage for one more important segment, the official launch of Ilmu.
We'd also like to welcome Yang Berhormat Tuan Gobind Singh Deo and His Excellency Dr. Kao Kim Hourn to join Yang Berhormat on stage, alongside the Chief Secretary to the Government of Malaysia, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Syamsul Azri bin Abu Bakar.
Yang Berhormat Dato' Wilson Uga Anak Kumbong, Deputy Minister of Digital. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in conjunction with the ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit 2025, we are proud to officially launch Ilmu Made in Malaysia AI. And let us now welcome Lu Yo, the Executive Director of YTL AI Labs, to the stage alongside a special AI-powered robot, Terry. Now everyone say hi to Terry coming from the back of the stage. Now Terry is a robot by Aoki Labs and he can wave, shake hands, has incredible balance as you can see, powered by Ilmu, Malaysia's AI. He can speak and respond like a Malaysian.
Terry, you can let go of the phone now.
He's addicted to the smartphone.
He certainly has quite the grip, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right, Terry. Can we pass the smartphone to our Honourable Prime Minister for the launch, please, Terry? Okay, not yet. He wants his moment to shine on stage. Okay, Terry, all eyes on you now. And later, if you have the opportunity to meet Terry in person, perhaps at our booth at the back, you can ask him any questions in regards to Malaysia, and he will have the answer for you.
I believe he's able to answer with Malaysian dialects as well.
That's
so
right.
a wide range of dialects, everything from Hokkien to Kelantanese.
That's right. He's fluent in Bahasa Malaysia, fluent in English and Manglish as well, so everywhere in between.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think Terry has stage fright.
Brings new meaning to being frozen on stage.
And also to being human. He's
That's right.
presumably exuding a human emotion at this point in time. Since Terry is unable to move the phone, we shall officiate the launch shortly.
That's
See if
right.
the controller can get the phone.
Okay. While Terry works up his courage, let's do this countdown together with our Honourable Prime Minister on stage as we officiate the launch of Ilmu, Malaysia's AI, in 3, 2, 1. Alright, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, a proud moment for Malaysia to have our very own world-class AI. We're proud to present Ilmu, Malaysia's AI. And thank you, Yamat Berhormat, as well as our fellow ministers on stage for bringing Malaysia's AI to the rakyat. And Terry is very shy, I believe, to meet our Honourable Prime Minister for the first time here.
We now invite Yang Berhormat Tuan Gobind Singh Deo to accompany Yang Berhormat Dr. Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim to the super booth. Malaysia at speed.
And now Terry
Terry
is not shy. He's just running off backstage as what most of us humans would do when we're shy. Oh, now
you
you're
wave.
waving.
Thank you, Terry.
Quite a stunt you pulled there, Terry. Thank you.
So this national showcase Outback Yang Berhormat Dato Seri reflects Malaysia's bold ambition to become the resilient AI nucleus of ASEAN. Please join us, ladies and gentlemen, in once again thanking Yang Berhormat Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, for joining us. And we'll now welcome Yang Berhormat to the Malaysia at Speed Super Booth Outback.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the official opening ceremony of the ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit 2025. Thank you for joining us here, both in person and virtually. The next 2 days will feature a full lineup of panel discussions, showcases, dialogues across key areas with all things AI. So for those of you who are joining us here for day 2, please make sure you report back here at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Absolutely, and do feel free to take a look at all the AI displays here in this wonderful third floor where we have a showcase of other robot AI-powered tools as well as IoTs on display. So please check out each and every display. Lots of new cutting-edge technology is on display here today. And tomorrow, when you come back, you'll have a full day of forums and conference awaiting you.
That's right. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We'll see you back at day 2. Feel free to continue the conversation, speak amongst peers, and let us bring our AI aspirations forward. I'm Julie, and together with...
And I'm Terence. Thank you very much for joining us. Sekian wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Peradaban kita bangunkan, bina kota, bina insan. Dari budi jadi budaya, bina asas kemampanan. Kesejahteraan masa depan. Ayo seluruh anak bertiwi, bangunkan Malaysia madani. Sepenuh hati, jiwa, semangat, terus meyakini Malaysia madani. Ayo seluruh anak bertiwi, semarakkan Malaysia madani. Sepenuh hati, jiwa, semangat, terus meyakini Malaysia madani. Keyakinan jadi ikutan, pendirian jiwa ihsan, nilai hormat keras diminda, daya cipta luar biasa. Kesejahteraan masa depan. Ayo seluruh anak